Yummy! Lemon drops hops. Getting some boilage, 15 minutes, and then add the other 10 grams for another 15 minutes, and then whack it into the pot. Always does that. Don't know why. Now in goes the liquid malt extract. Oh God, it smells so lemony. It is nice. And we're doing a lemon sour, which is in the style of a gose. Gose, however you want to call it. And we need all of them fermentable sugars, so we're not going to waste it. And what I will do is I'll get some hot water in here and swill it out. Oh, for sure. As always, there's plenty of mixing involved. You need to get it all dissolved in there before adding the extra fermentable sugars. It smells so peculiar. I've not smelled anything like it in my life. It's sort of citrusy, but also the malt extract, pure malt. This is a light version. You can get darker versions. And it goes like that. So yummy. This is just extra sugars, basically, to make the alcohol come out more, I suppose. I did used to use like maltodextrose and brew enhancer, but you get better results from these kits with these liquid ones. Less faffing around, and yeah, you pay a bit more for it, maybe a couple of quid more, but at the end of the day, better product is what you're after, isn't it? In the end. And I'll rinse this out again with some hot water, get all them lovely sugars out. And then we mix it all in again. That's now got the liquid malt extract and the pure malt extract as well. Get all that sorted out, then top it up to the 23 litre mark. Check the temperature. If the temperature's below 25 degrees Celsius, then you pitch the yeast, secure the lid, attach the airlock, and wait 7 days. After 7 days, check the gravity. And then, if it's below 1.0020, we can put in the dry hops, which will be the same hops that I boiled, but 100 grams of it instead of the 20 that they give you. And now, beat some air into it. Yeast needs the oxygen to be happy to get on with its job. And we won't be able to add any oxygen after this point. So, oh shit, fucking flicking everywhere. Something we always do is we take a hydrometer reading, and that way we know the ABV, or we can guesstimate the ABV. By measuring how dense a liquid is, we can tell roughly how much alcohol's in it. Pretty neat. It's at the right temperature, which it is, it's below 25. We pitch the yeast. Yeasty. So, sterilisation. First of all, wash your bottles in the sink in soapy water. Bottle brush to get in there nice and vigorously. You want a deep clean from the get-go. So you can soak them if you want. This is just soapy water, bottle brush with added washing up liquid on there. Give it some beans. Make sure you get all the bottom part, because you get a bit of sediment with homebrew, and you want to make sure it's properly clean. Remove that. Submerge it again in the water. Tip out excess water. Then we move it over to sterilising water. What this does is fires a jet of sterilising water up into it, coating the inside, making it very, very clean. And then we attach it to the drying stand, where it will dry for about 10 minutes before the other stuff's bottled. 10 bottles down, 32 to go. Here's a tip as well. When you're buying bottles, buy good quality bottles for bottling your beer with. Any that have got a slight crack or any imperfections or anything like that, get rid of them, because it's going to be pressurised once you've primed it. There's going to be quite a lot of pressure build up in there. So you don't want them to blow up and shatter and go all over the place. It's just going to make a mess. So buy quality bottles. I bought mine eBay. So we need to get this bottled. This is my lemon sour from a Mangrove Jack kit. And we're going to fill it up to here. And then we're going to set it aside, ready to prime it. Add a little bit more sugar. And what that does is it allows the yeast to reactivate and naturally carbonate. Not quite sure what's wrong with my bottle one, it seems to be a bit leaky. I need to sort that out. Which unfortunately means I'm going to make a mess. At least not want that. And why would you waste it? I'm just going to fix this fucking... I think I fixed it. When I was sterilising it, I took it apart, and I think I put it back with the spring upside down, so the spring was kind of like protruding in the wrong direction. We'll see when it's finished and if it pisses all over the place. So this is used a hop called Lemon Drop. I've never used it before. It's supposed to give like lemony, citrusy vibes. I've just tasted it out of testing when I checked from the hydrometer. It's probably could go for another day or two, but I'm not that bothered. Yeah, that's better though. It's close enough to bottle. So once you've filled your bottles, I've filled half of mine, I'm going to finish that up in a second, but I prime them as I go. Now priming is just a fancy name for carbonating. So what we're going to do is, I use brewing sugar for it. You can use table sugar, that's perfectly fine. We're going to take a funnel. Now I tend to just use half a teaspoon because I don't really like it loads massively carbonated, so half a teaspoon in there like that. And then you move to the next one. Now that's probably going to rise up in there, maybe foam up ever so slightly. Don't worry about that, perfectly fine. As long as it doesn't go crazy. You just got to keep your eye on it. It's moving slowly, I'm not worried. And then you just cap it as you go. So I'm going to get these done anyway, in super speed. So that's then primed now. I'm going to do the other half in a second. I won't film that though. So we add the sugar, that gives it its carbonation. What essentially happens is the yeast that's still in there reactivates, but only with the small amount of sugar that's there. So it ferments that sugar, releasing CO2, which then can't go anywhere, so it gets contained in the liquid and carbonates it. So I normally use bottles with a kind of like a gose type lid. I just find them more simple, easier to use, less faffing around. But if you do have some that don't have that, i.e. these are old hobgoblin bottles which can be reused because they can be recycled and sent back to them. So I'm going to show you how to bottle cap. So you'll need one of these awesome devices. Pretty fucking scary as well, isn't it? Like, right, so we need to get some bottle caps. Which have been sat in sanitizer. Sanitize everything. Unless you're deliberately trying to add yeast to something, because there's yeast all around us, wild yeast floating around. Place the cap on top, make sure you've got plenty of room, and gently just ease down until it goes. You have to put quite a bit of pressure into it, but you get there in the end. You've got to keep it as straight as possible as well, otherwise you could slip. And there you go. Bottle capping.